Welcome, everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining. We're here for another session of Open Diner. Our topic today is Be the Change You Want to See in the World. So this is a cameras on event. So if you could kindly turn on your cameras, that would be great. We find it helps us connect to each other, and it will give you the opportunity to fully benefit from this event. There's some activities that actually require being able to see each other. Also, priority will go to people that priority to speak will be given to those that have their camera on. So keep that in mind. Carl?
Wonderful. Thank you, Roberta. So be the change you wish to see in the world. Some of us had heard this quote by Mahatma Gandhi, and perhaps we've even been inspired by it. It's a beautiful sentiment and one that reminds us how everyone has the power to make an impact. Excuse me. We all want to see the world become a better place, a world where all people are friendly and caring, and we feel protected, loved, we're appreciated for our unique qualities, and we're at peace. However, we cannot sit and wait for the change to happen miraculously. In this day and age, we can improve the world only by improving ourselves. And that happens by changing our awareness of how everything in the universe is connected on a deep, fundamental level. And I too need to reach connection with my fellow human beings, and thereby reach balance with others and nature.
So true. You know, upon a closer look, we could see that all the conflicts and problems in the world right now are a result of egotistical attitudes towards others and nature. You know, global warming, you could say, racial injustice, pollution, wars, viruses, etc., may seem like completely unrelated phenomena to you or me, but they all are symptoms from this one problem: human greed and selfishness. So we've tried for centuries to fix this symptom, but they only seems to get worse and worse. We see that the truth changes starts. We see that truth. I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. See, I get nervous because we're talking change. We're going to change the world here tonight. But you see, in truth, change starts with me and you. Everything in nature works together harmoniously, right? All parts are intertwined, interwoven. Everything in nature, the natural world, is connected. Human beings are the only ones that are constantly disrupting the balance due to our own egoistical attitude towards others by exploiting the earth and others. We can agree that the world needs more love. You know, the golden rule we all know and heard growing up and every day: love your neighbor as yourself, has never been more pertinent and urgent in these times. So this is our topic tonight. Let's see how this works out. And let's see how we could do something together. I'm going to do this all together. So this is a cameras on event. So if you could kindly turn on your cameras. I know we said it earlier, but maybe some people joined. We find it helps us to connect to each other better. If you're joining on Facebook or YouTube, hello, welcome. Tell us where you're from, your name, and participate. Answer the questions in the comments, and we're going to read them throughout the show. So if you do stay on topic, please remember to keep your answers short, because we will want to try to get everyone in here. There's a lot of people. And remember to mute your microphone when you're not speaking. So that's a little bit about this evening. And we're going to sort of just to introduce ourselves, the hosts. My name is Roberta from Long Island, New York. Hello.
I'm Carl, and we have a little section here more that I'd like to tell us about. By beginning to learn about nature and the universe and aligning myself to its laws of love and giving, gradually I become an integral part of this system. I thereby change the world. We can affect reality to the degree that we become similar to the laws of nature, and those laws are loving and giving. In doing so, we won't just try to fix the symptoms of the problem, as we've been trying to do for centuries with very little success, but we'll address the problem at the root, and gradually we'll see that everything starts to fall into place. The wisdom of Kabbalah tells us how a person's consciousness and intentions, they affect reality. It teaches us how to change our intentions to be for the sake of others, and thereby change all of reality. It also tells us that there are no coincidences or randomness. If we understood the laws that govern the world, we would see that everything is accurate and there is no room for coincidence or randomness. Therefore, all events are purposeful. We're going to touch upon that tonight.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for adding that and sharing that. I cut you out by accident. I got too excited to introduce ourselves. So I'm Roberta from Long Island, New York. I'm one of the hosts, and Carl.
Yeah, I'm Carl from Florida.
And we
And
have
I'm
Linda.
Linda from New York, upstate New York.
Hello.
I'm Roberta from New York City.
Okay, thank you. Hello. So we're actually going to go into an icebreaker. I'm going to hand it over to Linda.
Yep, it's icebreaker time. It's going to be popcorn style, but expressing gratitude to others can have a significant effect not on your own well-being, but also on the world. The world can certainly use more gratitude. Gratitude is something was flying in front of me. Gratitude is a feeling of being thankful for the people and things in your life. The expression of gratitude brings positive emotions to those receiving and giving thanks. Yet we don't always express our gratitude to the people in our lives. Here's your opportunity. Choose someone in your life who's been helpful and kind to you, yet you have not had an opportunity to express your gratitude. This person can be a family member, parent, grandparent, child, spouse, a friend, a teacher, or a coach, anyone who's had a positive influence on your life, but has never or rarely heard you express your gratitude. Take a moment to think about the things that this person has done that make you extremely grateful. Then, one at a time, introduce yourself, announce your relationship to the person that you would like to thank, and pretend that that person is here right now or watching us live. Address that person directly, and in just a few sentences, thank him or her. Describe specific things that this person has done that made you grateful and how this person's behavior has affected your life. So who wants to go first? Who's ready?
I can go first. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a hand go up.
Nah, go ahead, Willie.
Hey, you go ahead.
My grandma died in April, and she was hands down. She was the person that I loved the most in life, and I never got to thank her just because I was so grateful. Well, I'm grateful now, but I was just so busy learning from her. Like, she was teaching me. But yeah, I remember the last piece of advice that she ever gave me, and it was like when I was 19. I'm 34 now. Oh, so by the way, Patricio, New York City. But yeah, I failed out of college, and yeah, I just put my head on her lap. Like, I gave her like the customary morning greeting, and I was like, she was like, "What's wrong?" And before I could speak, she was like, "You know, your problem is you don't allow anyone to help you. You think that you're so strong that you have to do everything by yourself." And best piece of advice that has absolutely changed me completely. And after her death, like, I just became just so much more grateful for everything and all her lessons. And yeah, I just wish that I could be able to tell her just how grateful I am for everything that she taught me. And that's why I am who I am, because of what she taught me. So as you said, to address her, abuelita, mi amor, if I could, I would just say thank you for everything that you taught me, and thank you for having the patience and knowing me better than I know myself. So I'll say that.
Well, thank you, Patricio. Willie, did you want to go next?
Yes, I would go next. The person in my life that I feel like I owe a gratitude and didn't take the opportunity to do so would be my dad. And if he was here, I would say, Dad, I understand the lessons that you were trying to teach me as a young person coming up. And I didn't think they were fair. And I didn't find out how valuable they were until I became an adult. But by that time, you had passed away. So I couldn't come back and thank you. But I realize now that I am the type of person that I am. I am where I am because of the lessons that you have taught me. And for that, I am very grateful to the lessons that you have given me.
It was great, Willie. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I'd like to say thank you to one of my teachers who's now not with us anymore, but it's been a good 17 years studying with him, and his name is John. And he, I think what I'd like to thank him for is, more than anything, is to prepare me that things were not going to be as easy as we thought they were going to be way back when, you know? I mean, and I feel like this COVID and all this stuff that's happening, I think it feels like I was prepared to be able to go through this. So thank you, John. I miss you and I appreciate you so much daily.
Go ahead, Luberta.
Hi, I'm Luberta. I'm from New York City. I like to give thanks and gratitude to my alcohol counselor. Like the young lady just said, that through the pandemic, you know, it was when he first became my counselor, I was really scared because he was younger than me. And I'm like, this little boy don't know nothing. But, you know, I just want to tell him thank you. And I just want him to know I have gratitude for him allowing me to open up and be my true self to him, and never judged me, never looked at me, never felt no way different to me, and was always there and always want the best for me, and fixing any problem that I have in my life that I think that I can't get through. And I just want to tell Miguel Capel that I say thank you very much for being my drug and alcohol counselor.
Great story. Who else?
I don't know how this is going to go, but I have an idea of why I'm grateful. So I'm grateful to my two boys, Alex and Joseph. They're 8 years old, and they have taught me so much. One thing is how to be patient. And they both have these qualities that I feed off of. Joseph is so outgoing. He runs up to people and starts talking to them and asks them if they need help. And, you know, I was a little bit like that, but I'm so grateful that I have these two boys that are right in front of me. They're with me every day. And I'm grateful to Alex and Joseph. I really want to thank you for being in my life and teaching me patience and how to be grateful. I see that you two are really grateful boys, and I look up to you. As boys, I look up to you. Thank you.
My name is Nina. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'd like to I'd like to thank my high school English teacher, Miss Green. She really made a big difference in my life. So, Miss Green, if you're watching us right now, I never truly got to thank you. I was a shy kid with low self-esteem, and you really made me see that something special in me, and you gave, because of the great teacher that you are, you gave me desire to keep writing, to keep pursuing my talent and developing it. And later in life, I tried to pursue other things and actually majored in something else, but I ended up coming back to writing, and I'm doing that now. And I'm happy with it. And you were just such a great teacher, and you touched the lives of so many people, and I was one of them. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank you so much.
Great, Nina. Well, I'll go next. I'd like to thank my 4 boys. They they taught me patience, and they taught me anger, but I wanted to choke them as kids, but they were hellions. But now looking back, I so miss those times. And now they're just, whenever I need them, they're there for me. And I just like to, I know they're not going to watch this, but I would just like to thank you, Sean, Brian, Kevin. I love you so much. And Justin. Anyone else?
I could add just quick, I said, this is going to be very emotional. Listening to everybody here, it's so beautiful. I'll say, I'm grateful for my siblings, my brother and my sister. And we had good times and bad times through life. We spoke, we didn't speak, and things happen. But, when my dad he's getting better, but he hasn't been well for a couple of weeks now. And you see how we came together, even through all our differences. It shows patience and going above ourselves and working together in tough times. And I learned from the 2 of them, especially my brother, I can say. I don't think he's watching this, but if he is, he knows how we're both working together to work for my dad and making everything work out well, make sure he gets healthy. And my sister, was in between all this, between the 2 of us. So patience, love, persistence of getting to the goal, what we're doing to get him where he's got to go, and really show love, even though differences, even though we're brothers and sisters and we get along even in the toughest times. Even when you think you're never going to get along, you get along because of love of the family and love of each other. So I love my brother and my sister, if they're watching right now.
That's great, Roberta. I think we have time for maybe one more. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Well, I'll be quick, and I think it's a little bit in a different direction, but we had this amazing teacher at our architectural faculty in our institute. He was older, and we misbehaved so badly in his class. And when we were especially loud, he would stand in front of us and said, "Life is a theater, and you are all actors there," and only now I start comprehend what he was teaching me. It was so deep. I still remember, and I'm very grateful to you, my dear teacher.
Wonderful.
Great.
Thank you, everybody. That was amazing. That was great. We could end the show now. But we're not. We're going to watch a video. So get ready, sit back, and let's watch a video.
Climate change, fires in California, the coronavirus, war, poverty, food shortages, inflation, corrupt government, and the list goes on and on. These issues may seemingly have nothing to do with each other, but these problems are occurring right now across the entire planet and by greater and greater degrees. These are facts. Now let's step back for a moment and just use our imagination. Let's imagine that all of the world's problems, no matter what, only come from one single issue: man failing to come into equilibrium with nature. Imagine also that man as a species is out of balance with nature, and as a result of nature's efforts to restore equilibrium, we are being inundated with a plethora of seemingly unsolvable global issues. In such a scenario, the next question might be, well, how would we as humans restore our balance with nature so that these issues would not continue to assault us? Let us continue to imagine that the solution could be found within nature itself. Nature is a whole, complete system that is balanced and constantly maintains many subsystems that support life. It is connected, interdependent, and giving. Man's egoistic qualities such as separation, a me-first attitude, and greed are the exact opposite of the very nature that we reside in and are part of. What if these very qualities that we all possess to varying degrees are keeping us out of equilibrium with nature, and the whole world that we live in today, which is in crisis mode, is the current result? Don't forget, we are still using our imaginations. Now let's imagine that we begin to live our lives in a way that is completely opposite to the way that we currently live. Now we are imagining people coming together in connection as one global family as the solution. We are imagining connecting with others on a level that far exceeds today's superficial status quo. We are imagining rising above the fear and the hatred that gives us the illusion of separation. We are choosing to live in unity. What would be the end result of such a state of man? We would be emulating nature itself, which is connected and whole, thus equalizing with it. As a direct result of this equilibrium, nature would have no more need to pressure us with the global problems that are raging today. Alternatively, nature would begin to work more and more in our favor to support our new collective intention of connection and unity in a new era of abundance. It would begin to take care of the needs of everyone, unlike the current man-made systems that are in place today. Now don't forget, we are only imagining here. And if we are imagining, then what are we imagining together? A world full of problems caused by our perceived separation from nature? Maybe together we can begin to imagine an opposite world of the one we exist in today. A world whole, connected, and full of abundance as a direct result of equalizing with nature itself.
Wow, that was really good. That's great. We can do it. We can do it. We're going to start right now. We're going to start talking about it seriously. And we can imagine, we can write it down. So we're going to have a round discussion now. And this is a perfect time to start listening to the others as we go around. We listen attentively to what they're saying, because this space here, we're building a space of support, love, care, and warmth. Everybody's equal. When we go around and we speak briefly and on topic, so everybody has a chance to speak, and there's no right or wrong answers. So this is a time for us to learn from each other, to add to each other, and to really start making this change. All right, so we're going to go to the first question. How can I begin to step out of my me first attitude, thereby sending positive ripple effects into the world? And give an example. So how can I begin to step out of my me first attitude, thereby sending positive ripple effects into the world? Give an example. I'm going to call on Willie.
Well, one habit I have, and I don't know if it's good or bad, if change would help mankind or not. But I seem to, somewhere along the line, I picked up the lesson of why can't I be first? I mean, I was complaining that no one would volunteer and step forward. And somewhere along the line, it hit me. Well, if you thinking that way, how come you can't be the one who step forward and be first? So I've done that, but now in doing that, I'm wondering, am I robbing someone else of opportunity of stepping forward and being first? So maybe I should pull back and give others a chance to come forward with their great ideals.
That's good, Willie. That's great. I see what you're saying. That's good that you're aware of that. Nina.
Well, this just happened today, so it's still fresh in my mind. I get really defensive because someone called me out on something. My partner, I was on the phone, and when I'm on the phone, I get like really excited, and I start pacing around the place and talking louder than usual. And she was like, you're so loud, you're not considerate of the fact that I'm here, as well. And this is something that I've been told before, and I just keep forgetting. I try to be mindful of it, but then I keep forgetting. And of course, again, I got like really defensive, and I'm like, maybe I'll get you earplugs or something like that. And then I realized, I do need to be much more mindful and much more considerate. And I can't get defensive like that when someone calls me out on something. So when someone calls me out on something, I should be grateful and use that as an opportunity for growth.
Wow, this is so great. Paula.
Hi, I think just by kind gestures, is something as simple as smiling or holding the door. I think that'll likely make others do the same and have the ripple effect that the question mentioned.
It will, I'm sure. Sure. Dan?
I think I agree with the video. I think we might be in a little bit of trouble right now, worldwide, a little bit of trouble approaching. And I think that the first step is that we realize that, this attitude that we have towards each other is propagating this issue, right? And the only way to stop it is do this other thing, right? The compassion would be good. I would like to have that, lots of it, but I don't have it all the time, right? Like we forget, right? We need to embark on a mission to solve that worldwide.
That's right. All right, Susie.
Well, this one's a little hard for me in that I feel like if I don't put me first a little bit, I'm going to die because so many things pulling on me right now. And it doesn't seem to be, there's going to be a break. I get it. Somebody's going to help with my mate. He's going to go see his kids. But I keep going back to that Thanksgiving Day I went, and somebody was buying flowers, and it really touched me. I don't know why people buy flowers for people all the time, but I went up to him and I said, "Oh my God, that's so cool. Who are you buying flowers for?" And he said, "My mom." And I said, "Oh, thank you. Some that really touched me." I go out to the parking lot, and he brings me another set of flowers. So I think in our little ways of reaching out and touching people, and big ways, as much as we can, being able to set aside what we would do for ourselves and help others, I think we're going to grow as a planet.
Yeah, if we can think about others and help others more, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Gary?
Yeah, I think that awareness of the people around you is very important. You know, you can get locked into your own little world. You know, you're driving down the road and you're thinking about, you know, what you have to do and all these things. But I think we just need to take the time of being aware of who's around us and what needs they might have that you can actually help with, and being considerate. You know, I'm in South Carolina now. I moved here last year from LA, and it's a lot easier to be nice to people in South Carolina than it is in LA. There's a hostility in LA that's hard to deal with, but in down in the South, it's amazing. People are nice to each other. People are a little bit more considerate. I mean, you still have jerks, but I think we can learn from that to where it helped me a lot, you know. So you're a lot when you're driving, you're a lot more patient. You let people in. You don't, you know, try to make your own way. But I think that's just being aware.
I notice you've become so much nicer, Gary, since you've moved. Linda.
Oh, shut up.
Well, that went out the window.
Well, when I first moved to upstate New York, I still drove with the New York state of mind, New York City mind, where, you know, you don't let anybody in front of you and you cut people off. And then up here, I found, why am I doing that? There's no big traffic jams or anything, no reason to do it. So I've been letting people go ahead of me, you know. They want to move into my lane, go ahead. I'm not in that big of a hurry. And, you know, I find that other people up here will do that too. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And I think, you know, if you keep doing it, other people will do it more.
That's so true. Thanks, Linda. Lubertha.
Was
Yes.
healing realm for about a decade now, just over a decade.
Yes. For me, it's like I feel like the way that I give back is for as far as saying positive affirmations, speaking positive things, always being positive. When, like, you know, you go outside and you can see someone they so negative and they being negative, and I just be like, you know, how about if we just change that into a positive? And I'll start speaking positive things and I speak positive to them, and they be like, well, I didn't see it like that. I'm like, yeah, I know. Give me a hug and have a positive day today, you know. And that's what I do, you know, and I send out positive affirmations to families and friends just in the morning, just get up, you know, and I don't really like saying good morning because I don't want anything. I say rich horizons, kings and queens, and I send them off something positive for the day. Like, you know, it's a beautiful day outside. Let's let the shine. Like we just came from cold weather and it was a beautiful day. Let's take a walk today, you know, and just enjoy the beautiful day because it was really cold, you know, but the guy, I think he's from North Carolina, right? I want to move there. And they're nice like that. I want to move there. I really like filled out applications to go there. I'm really trying to move there, like really soon. Like I want to give that to myself for my birthday present.
Come on down.
Okay, okay.
Thanks, Lubertha. That's great. Affirmations. Rona.
Yeah, I think I can relate to what Roberta was saying about being positive. You know, the me first attitude applied to things like calling out someone at work for making a mistake and, you know, making a scene, and, you know, just it makes you feel better. But it usually someone, well, not always when someone makes a mistake is like, for example, a waiter brings you the wrong plate. It might be, or she might be going through some tough time at work. You know, had a very bad interaction with someone else an hour before. then you can just pull them aside and just make a note of what just happened. It might be some simply an honest mistake. The idea is that you go along with people as if we're walking in the same direction, like the movie was saying, trying to find this connection there allows all interaction with people to go a lot smoother. It's we have to realize that we're in the same planet. There's no way out. All of those things about going to Mars and checking on other planets are gonna work. That's where we have to learn to get along. Next.
That's great, Rana. Thank you. It's like seeing the good in people. Roberta, do we have anybody on Facebook?
We do. I was just going to add quickly, it's amazing listening to everyone here, and there's so many things I could change in the future. I'm learning from you, but one thing I could do, I always think that if I see somebody in, let's say, a store or whatnot, and they look at me, have eye contact, I'm waiting for them to say hello. It's like as if I should be told hello first. So coming out of you saying hello, good morning, or holding the door for these stupid little things really means a lot to me. People are actually shocked you're actually saying hello. Like Gary, down south, especially down in Florida, people are very friendly. Carl would know that. Everything's good morning. In New York, it's more you just give eye contact, but step out of yourself and be the first one to be initiative to say good morning or hello, how are you doing? And always respect that people, you don't know what they're going through. People can be very not so nice, but you don't know what people are going through. So to try to be cognizant of that. So you said about Facebook. Yes, we have Sippy on Facebook. She says, realizing that every change begins in me as a first step to treat another as equal to me and in the same attitude I would like to be treated. So thank you, Sippy, for that. That's from Facebook.
Thank you, Sippy. Thank you, Roberta. Okay, we have another question. How can I be the change that I wish to see in the world? So now that we've talked about all this, how can I be the change that I wish to see in the world? And we're going to go to Natalia.
I'm first, right? uh, I want to see in the world lots of things. I want to see love between people. I want to see peace. I want to see happiness. So how can I change? I want to change to be positive, definitely to be thinking about the others first, and it may contribute to the world, whatever happiness. But whatever I need to do, I need to think. I have to do lots of changes, but I cannot think about all of them right now. Okay, first of them, I'm going to be positive and trust in a better future.
That'll do. Absolutely. Thanks, Natalia. Alyssa.
Yeah, I think we should start with a very simple thing. Today, I was really shocked. Like I live in an apartment building, not very large one, and not super expensive. And usually, all parcels are just dropped on the first floor near the mailbox. And today, I walked up the stairs and I was shocked. Parcels were at each door, and at the bottom near the mailbox, there was nothing. And I was thinking, Alyssa, how many times you walked by those parcels? You saw the number of the apartment. Why couldn't you just grab one and put near the door? Somebody did it today. And, it even never dawned on you that you could be this change in this, not that huge apartment building that everyone almost know each other. So that's the first step I should take. Maybe tomorrow I'll do the same that what someone did it in my building.
That's great. I'd like to hear how that works out. So I'm like Natalia. There's so many things, but if I would focus on the one thing that I could change, the biggest thing is that I'm so like I'm always thinking about, you know, how I can feel good. I'm basically I'm thinking about myself, you know, to the point where it's like, come on. So and I think it has to do with me just, you know, realizing that, you know, if I be more vulnerable, I guess, you know, like kind of open my heart to others and think about others and realize that others will care for me. If I care for them, you know, then it'll work out. So I guess, how can I say that? Just care for others and think about others rather than myself. So now we're going to go to Willie.
Well, you know, I believe now there's a lot of people have great ideas and things that they could contribute if they had an opportunity. So I'm going to allow, instead of me jumping first and doing it, I'm going to step back and give other people opportunity to come forward and shine and display their gifts to the world.
You're the best, Willie. Nina.
Well, you guys probably know my favorite quote by now. I said it a few times here. Be it, bring love with you wherever you go. And I always try to be mindful about doing that, because I think everyone can use a little bit more love. Just trying to approach every person with a little bit more kindness, a little bit more love. And sometimes you're more successful at it, sometimes you're not very successful, but at least you're making a conscious effort to do that. You know, like when I told my partner earlier today that I'll get her earplugs, I said, I realized I was out of line, and then I said I was sorry, but I wasn't practicing love at that moment. So I'll do better next time.
That's good. You're aware of it. That's great. Okay, so a couple people aren't here. Let's go to Susie.
Wasn't it Gandhi that said, "Be the change that you want to happen in the world"? And I want to go about this a little backwards. That John that I was telling you about that taught me so much. He used to tell this story, and it was a little circle of kids, and they were trying to learn how to be grateful. And the first little girl said, "Oh, I'm so grateful, I'm so pretty." And the next little girl said, "Well, I'm so grateful that my daddy owns the bank and we have so much money." And went around, everybody was being grateful. And at the very end, there was this hair-lip, redhead, freckled face, snaggle-tooth kid that kind of stood up and said, "I ain't thankful to God for nothing. He just about ruined me." And I've been thinking about that story so much, because a lot of times I think we're thinking like that. I mean, we go, "Damn, this is hard. This is really, really hard stuff." And so I have to remind myself daily to be more grateful. And as I'm doing that, I'm finding that I'm more patient and able to be there for those that need me right now.
Gratefulness goes such a long way, Susie. That's great. Gary.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, like everybody's been saying, just treat the way you treat everybody, looking for the best in each person, trying to bring out the best in everybody, and not being so focused on how you can get ahead, but how you can help others get ahead. And I think if everybody did that, everybody would get ahead. You know, everybody would be in a better place. So yeah, I know that's idealistic to think that everybody will be like that, but at least I can start, you know, and maybe it'll affect somebody else to do the same.
Thanks, Gary. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Are there any Facebook?
Let me see.
I don't mean
No,
we're getting
nothing right now for the second question, no.
Okay. I didn't mean we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're running out of time is what I meant. Okay, so if we're gonna have some fun now. Roberta?
Okay, so now we're going to get ahead of ourselves by doing a dance move. This is our traditional open diner dance. Right now, we're going to do it. We've done it every week. It's called our chair dance. It's a lot of fun. Don't knock it till you try it. The way it works is kind of like follow the leader, meaning that we have fun to the music, like Carl said, and one person at a time is going to be displayed on the screen. When you come up on the screen, do a dance move, just like something with the arms are okay. That's great. And everyone's going to copy your move, whatever you do. And when others are displayed on the screen, you're going to follow their move. When it's your turn, a text box actually comes up on the screen. It's just telling you that you're being spotlighted. Ignore it. Don't read it. You're going to miss your turn. So just one quick second. So do your dance move. So let's get loose. Let's have some fun. This is a great way to connect with each other and lift our spirits. And we'll listen to music and let's see what moves we have this week. Ready to get loose? What's a quiet one? Okay.
To harmony, from chaos to harmony. All this chaos is heaven sent. Nature is a law that can be bent. Whoa, from chaos to harmony, from chaos to harmony. Everything's exactly how it's supposed to be. We're changing our perception of reality. Is there a plan? So much suffering for every man, so much confusion in every land. Is there something we can understand? Inside of 10, we learn to love again. We unite ourselves and then upper life feels a connection. Whoa, from chaos to harmony, from chaos to harmony. All this chaos is heaven sent. Nature is a law that can't be bent. Whoa, from chaos to harmony, from chaos to harmony. Everything's exactly how it's supposed to be. Changing our perception of reality. We're full of crisis, feels so wrong. Sitting in a circle, feeling strong. Connecting together in the ends, in a song. Is it a play? So much suffering for every man, confusion in every land. Something we can understand. Inside of 10, we learn to love again. Unite our soul and then it feels the connection. Whoa, from chaos to harmony, from chaos to harmony. All this chaos is heaven sent. Nature is a law that can't be bent. Whoa, from chaos to chaos to harmony. Everything's exactly how it's supposed to be. Changing our perception of reality.
Excellent. We had some fast moves, some small moves, but slow moves. This was good, though. Very good, everybody. We all did it in harmony and in unison. Lovely. So I'm going to hand it back over to, I believe, Linda.
I have trouble finding my cursor. Okay. Research shows that people who write down their goals on paper are 42% more likely to achieve their goals. Therefore, we're going to take 2 minutes right now to write down the goal that you want to achieve to be the change that you want to see in the world. And after you do that, ask yourself, what is one action step that I can take every day to move me closer to my goal? For example, if your goal is to be more grateful, the action step that you can take is to spend just a few minutes every evening, write down all the things that happened during the day for which you're grateful. That will certainly move you closer to the goal. So let's take 2 minutes to write down our goal and our action step, and then we'll share them with each other. If you have a pen and paper handy, that's the best, because research shows that my cat's ruining my house. Research shows that putting a pen to paper is more powerful than typing when it comes to self-growth. However, if you don't have a pen and paper, you can type. So starting now, everybody write down. Okay, we'll start with Willie.
Okay. I feel like the world needs answers. And what I would like to do with my step is start reading things that will provide me with answers in life. When I say need answers, to understand why things are the way that they are, why things are going the way that they're going. There are a lot of information out there that we can research if we care enough to look for the answers. So that means you need to start finding material that can provide that information.
Anybody want to volunteer their answer?
Well, I keep forgetting to tell, I'm Susie and I'm from Arizona right now. Because of all the stuff that's been happening, I feel restrained and I feel like I'm losing my spark. I feel like, so my intention, and I wrote down, I want to be free to really be me and to lose all the restraints that seem to be holding me down right now.
Very good. Anybody else want to go?
Oh, and by the way, I love this part about writing it down. They scientifically, they say if you read something once, you probably forget it. If you read it 5 times, and then when you write it, you adhere to it. So good message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want to spend more quality time with my family, specifically my kids, because I see what the education system is doing, and I really want them to have a broad view of the world, and I'm going to take them out of school, and I'm going to homeschool them. So this is what I'm going to do.
Good for you, Carl. Yeah, the education system is getting worse and worse. Okay.
That's very admirable. My goal is to be more attentive to others, and my action is to call or text the people that I care about, I want to become closer to. It's not going to be every day, but I'm going to start with at least once a week because I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people for whatever reason. And then I find myself like, why isn't this person calling me? Why, like, I should be initiating that sometimes, you know? So I'm going to make an action step to call or text at least once a week.
Good deal. Anyone else?
I can add, I'm going to try to be more patient and not be the first one to jump in and say, what'd you say? So I'm a great woman saying, wait, what? You know, like that. So to be listen, because half the time I jump in too quickly and then it turns out to be nothing what I thought they were saying. I'm like a crazy person. So just to listen and feel the other person, and like they always say, give 10 seconds before you respond or react. I probably need about 20. So we're going to set a timer and we're going to be more patient and understanding with other people. That's a goal I'm trying for 22. Go ahead, Linda, you're taking too long. It's not working. All right, I'm kidding.
Well, I got one. That reminded what Roberta said, made me think of something I need to work on, and that is having more patience with myself. There's things that I do that I get very frustrated with, and I've just got to learn that that's the way I am, and start to just relax a little bit more about things if they don't go quite as fast as I think they should, or just the way that I think they should.
Very good. Well, Bertha, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, for me, my goal is to change that. What I want to change is that when people see things in a negative way, you know, like a scenario of stuff that happens, like you create a problem, then you get the problem, then blaming other people. See the negative part, see the toxic part, see what part you played in it, and try not to do it. So that's the thing that I've been doing lately, and I've been working on, like, for people to see, like, you know, this caused because of this. This is what happened to make this happen. If you didn't do that, that wouldn't happen. So you see what the negativity is. You pushed out negativity. Now you impact them back with negative. So push out positivity to impact with positivity and bring positivity back into your life. And that's what I've been doing all week. Like, you know, okay, we could easily say something negative. Why can't we just be so easy to say something positive? You know, so that's the change that I want to make, people to see things in a positive light, to be in a positive way. You know, like for pandemic, yes, it's a bad. It's not why we got to make it bad. We're home. People that got to stay in the house. We're learning to understand the positive part about it, that we're learning the gratefulness of our home. Because if you really did your math and did your time on how much you spend time in your home, that you pay rent for every month, that you pay electricity for, and you put furniture and put beautiful curtains and everything up, we didn't take time to really realize and enjoy the part of being home. I know for me, I didn't see it, but I realized I spent 18 and 19 hours a day in the street and come home and only spend about 8 hours, which is to sleep. So I'm enjoying the fact that I'm in home. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the beautiful walls, the art, the closet that I'm cleaning. I'm enjoying it. So the positive thing about it instead of being negative. So that's where.
You're so positive, Roberta. I love it. Thank you. Okay, we're running out of time, so I'm going to go to the next section here. Thank you, everybody, for taking part and playing a part. Please continue to join us every Thursday, 6:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Central time, and bring your friends. Next time you come, bring your friends. Also, we mentioned Kabbalah in the beginning. If you'd like to delve deeper into some of the subjects of Kabbalah that we discussed, and today you can take a free course. There's a free course of Kabbalah, and we'll put the link here in the chat right now. It's in the chat there. And I think, oh, you can follow us here on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And you can go to YouTube and see past events that we've had. If you want to, you can watch the whole event. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And is there
also say to make sure you click the bell icon for Facebook to receive any notifications about future events, and RSVP for all our future events on Facebook and Meetup, and you'll get notifications. And we have different topics all the time. And like Carl said, you can watch all our prior events. We have about 90, I believe now. So lot to see, lot to learn. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. It's a great evening. Till next week.
Friends,
Thank you.
good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Be that change.
Yes.
Woo.
Have a great week and be that change. Thank you.
Love you all.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.